What's up, y'all? You're watching Brooklyn Shuffleboard. We are out here in Gowanus, Brooklyn for a singles league match between Abby and George. Abby's playing yellow. They're taking warm-up shots right now. George is playing black. And this is a elimination match. We've been running a double elimination tournament November and December where everyone sort of schedules their match with their opponent, plays whenever. And both of these people lost a match already, so whoever loses this one goes home. And whoever wins stays on to play another match. So right now, George is taking warm-up shots. He's basically trying to figure out, this is a weird court where there's a lot of wonky drift. So there's different patches that kind of curve left, curve right. And they're basically using their warm-up shots to try to aim at a spot on the court, see where it ends up, and then sort of make a mental note of how far to the left or to the right of where they were aiming the biscuit ended up. Kind of create like a map of the court in their mind on which areas curve left and curve right. So you can even see that one. It kind of curved left a little bit as it approached sort of where the 10 area is. That one's same too. She was aiming at the 8 and it kind of curved left a little bit. So yeah, this should be a really fun match. George has the experience. He's been playing since 2015, 2016 time. He's been in the Brooklyn League here since then on a bunch of different teams. Plays really well. Abby has been playing since this past January, so under a year. But she is one of the people here at the Royal Palms that started playing after COVID that has become obsessed with shuffleboard. She made it down to the St. Pete Can-Am tournament. She came to the Ohio Lakeside National tournament. So she is all in on shuffleboard, really trying to learn about the game, get good, and catch up to a lot of the people that have a lot more experience than her. All right, so first frame. Oh, yeah, also worth mentioning, we're playing 16-frame games here in this league. So essentially, you play 8 frames on the color you start out with, then you switch color, do 4 more warm shots, and play another 8 frames. And it is a really fun format because if you go down early, you have time to kind of claw back. And also in the first half of the game, you can kind of learn the court, the different weird spots on the court, and sort of make your opponent make some tight shots, tough shots in the second half. Ooh, Abby's trying to get points on it high behind that, and she ends up in the kitchen. Wow. Playing aggressive. I mean, she had space to hide an 8 or a 7 on the left where that black disc would have been in the way, but early in the game, only really took those 8 warm-up shots, and she just came through a little hard. And George with a perfect block. Yeah, she cannot clear that. That black disc is definitely in the way. So I think, yeah, she's just trying to score points on the board. She knows she can't get to it. She's not trying to clear George's black because he'll just block again. So she's putting points on the board and trying to stay aggressive. Sort of see, this could be a big frame in either direction for George here. Because he could try to kitchen this again and then Ab will have 2 in the kitchen. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what he does if he could just think, I have that 10 off. I have Abby's disc in the -10. Just clear this, score my hammer. I think that might be what he's doing. Ooh, clears her out and tries to roll across behind those 2 black discs. Almost gets it. That was almost a really, really nice shot. Just ended up on the line. So now she's probably just going to block up, I think. Make him have a hard hammer. No, she's going on the board. Deep 8. All right. So this could be a big, if he clears and replaces, that's an 18-point frame for him. If he kitchens it, it's a 28-point frame. This is a big shot here for George in the first frame. Good speed. Nails the angle. A little deep on the kitchen. Really, really close, though. Had to have Abby sweating. But he has to be happy with that. 18 points in the first frame. Like, he didn't need that 28-point frame. He's comfortable with that 18 first frame advantage. If I'm him, I'm feeling good about that. So already some fireworks. A little bit of mistake. Abby kitchening herself. George almost kitchening her on the hammer. Got a good match going on. All right, George puts up a pretty perfect St. Pete, a little bit to the left of where he wants it, but that's pretty good. she is going on the board. This is actually interesting because I haven't really watched Abby play before, so I don't really know her style. You know, is she going on the board because she feels like she's down 18 and she has to catch up, or is this just how she likes to play? Just constantly figure out the court, trying to get that muscle memory down of what an 8 and a 7 feels like, so when it's time to kitchen, she has it. George with a strong clear. George, I guess, clearing that instead of trying to stick, trying to hold on to that 18-point lead. That looks like a good 8. All right. Let's see if he tries to clear it again or if he... Ooh, see, he's looking at it from the left. I think that means that he's going to try to do something fancy here. Ooh, he's lining up. A little bit softer, going for the kitchen. Comes a little long, also doesn't really hit it head on, but he's definitely a different strategy than that first one where he was just blasting it, trying to keep it clear. But George is going down there, seeing if the disc is past the kitchen and it's not touching that back line, it gets removed. So he was taking care of business there. And Abby still laying on those 8s, trying to hope that he sticks one so she could kitchen him. Ooh, he's lining up from the left this time. Those last 2 attempts, he was shooting from the right side, from the outside. So now he's shooting all the way from the inside. Gets the kitchen. Comes up short on the kitchen. That 8 might be in, though. That black 8 right there. That is good. Kitchen's not good. Wow. So he didn't get the shot he was going for, but ended up with an 8 that's going to be... She can knock it out, but it's going to be really hard for her to score on this. She has to either try to kitchen it or try to hit the right edge of it and roll hers over to the 8 on the right side. Here it comes. Kitchen speed. Looks good. Oh, is that in? Is that in? I think that's in. Maybe it's a little deep. That is not in. So not in. So it's still an 18-point game. That was a good try, though. I like that move. So that's like probably the hardest shot in shuffleboard is when your opponent puts up an 8 that's right on the line. So you can't fit your disc in front of it, and you either have to kitchen it or roll yours over to the right. And I've been playing shuffleboard since 2014, and I still don't have a consistent approach to scoring that. Sometimes I think the kitchen's a better move, but then, you know, you come up short and you leave them in a 7, and you really don't want that. You go for the roll, and sometimes you just whiff it, or you just hit it straight on and miss. So the margin of error on either of those, or on both of those shots, are really, really tight. Kind of depends on which way the court's drifting too. Like, it's easy to roll to a left or right of the drift. But yeah, really nice shot by George, leaving it there, making her have a very, very hard hammer. All right, Abby tries to kind of hide behind that black one, comes up short on the 8 on the left. And we're in the 3rd frame right now, so still a ton of time. So George is blocking it up. Nice block. Closes down that lane for her to squeeze her disc in there. Ooh, I think she's going down Suicide Alley here. She's looking like it. I mean, she's down 18, so she doesn't need to be playing like crazy, crazy aggressive. There's 14 more frames left, including this one. But she wants it. She took this line before and ended up in the kitchen, so it should be interesting. That looks a little soft, maybe? Just died. Kind of looked good and then just slowed down right as it got to the 10 area. So Abby's hammer, and already this board is looking pretty blocked up, which is something you do not want. Then George continue to block it up. Bump that 10 in. There's a couple options here. Continue to block it up, thinking she's going to go down the alley again and bump her own in.
Pretty good block. And I think she now, I mean, she's playing aggressive, so I think she's just going to put a score on and hope that he sticks it and she can kitchen him. That's what it looks like, but comes up soft again. Oh, that's so rough. And this board is blocked up. I don't even know what you do here, George, because like it's a really blocked up board. I guess block. Yeah, that was nice. Another block to the right, and now there's just a wall of black discs in her way, making a really, really hard hammer shot. This is wild. She's going to try to bump the edge of that yellow one all the way on the left into points, I think. A little soft there. Got the bump. Oh, that was a nice shot. So close. Had the line perfectly. Now we're 3 frames finished, and it is negative 10 to 8. Still an 18-point game. All right, so now Abby's up first as George's hammer. If he just keeps it clear successfully and scores his hammer, he'll be up 25 or 26 points after 4. Which is a nice size lead, but it's definitely, we've been seeing a lot of big comebacks in our singles league. In our singles leagues, I should say. So really anything can happen. 4 frames in a 16-frame game is nothing. It's not even 25% of the match. Ooh, interesting. So George not keeping it clear, putting up a St. Pete of his own. I guess he's sticking with the aggressive play, even though it's his hammer. This is interesting. Let's see if Abby can take advantage with. She's putting on the left, playing the kitchen game. Deep 7. Love the deep 7 when you're trying to put someone in the kitchen, because it's really hard to get your disc all the way off the board, A. B, you might clip it wrong and roll yourself into the kitchen accidentally when you're trying to clear it. I like the aggressive strategy. I would have maybe tried to bump the yellow one on the right in instead of just going on the board and playing kitchen. I kind of like that move. I'm not a huge bump player, but with it like being on the line there, I think she could have bumped that 8 in maybe. But she's going kitchen game. Oh, wow. That was a pretty shot. He rolls it to the left, stays in the 7, and that is 100% hidden behind that black disc. That was a really, really incredible shot. Ooh. Oh, no. She rolled herself in the kitchen. That is incredibly unlucky. That's definitely in. Oh, no. That's rough. And it's kind of hidden behind the yellow a little bit, too, so I don't even know if she can clear that out. This is going to be a big frame. George's hammer, too. He could make a lot of things happen right now. All right. He sort of blocks up. I think that's on the line. So right now we got a black 7 in score, and we got a negative 10 yellow. All right, he's going to look at it. Anytime it's that close, I'm trying to look at it. I'm not trying to assume something's in or not in. That's in. See? 3. You got to always check it. 100%. Let that be the takeaway from this episode. Always check the disc if it's close. So she's in an even tighter spot than I thought she was. This is her last disc, too. So I don't even know what she's doing here. I think you got maybe try to kitchen the one on the left or blast the right edge of the black disc so maybe it'll clear the other black out on the left side of the court. I am not sure. Or try to clear her own kitchen down because it's like so close to the side. Let's see what she's going for here. Yeah, going for the kitchen on that 7. Looks good. Oh, no. No bueno. She's making a face like I really wanted to fucking kitchen that. Comes up short. That is still in. Oh, no. So right now, as it stands, it's a 25-point frame with negative 10 yellow, 15 black. And it is time for George's hammy. Shoots it kind of quick, curves weirdly, and ends up on the center line, which I'm sure he's fine with after a 25-point frame. So now we got 23 black and negative 20 yellow after 4. 43-point frame after 4. But I will say, this is still not over. It's 43 is a lot, but we saw our singles league finals in September where someone came back 43 down after 4 frames and ended up winning it and won the whole thing in the finals. Won a giant novelty check as well. All right, Abby with the 8. Yeah, and that's the thing about the Brooklyn courts here. They're so slow. You know, if you're in Florida, you're not used to seeing courts this slow. See, he didn't clear that off. Because everywhere else, pretty much, except for Chicago and Brooklyn, they put beads down so they just sort of like glide over the court. We don't do that. And as a result, it's incredibly hard to clear because the courts are so slow. And what that means, it's almost kind of good for the game, you could make the argument, because there's a lot more opportunities to kitchen because it's so hard to clear. Whereas if you watch some of these matches in Florida or Ohio, if you just blast the disc, like you're going to clear it off because it's like you're shooting shuffleboard discs on an air hockey table. Everything's just like gliding. And once again, George with the clear. I mean, it's still there, so she can try to kitchen it if she wants. That's probably what I would go for. I mean, down 43. I don't know. Or put an 8 next to it. So maybe when he tries to clear it out, it'll stay in play. I think that's what she's going for. Get there. Nice 8. See, that was a dope shot. That was a really smart shot by Abby. Because, yeah, there's nothing in the way. He could clear it, but if he clears it to our left, it might bounce off that black and stay in play. I think that's why he's thinking about it so much. That was a nice shot. Smart play. And he's thinking about it. You know, no lead is safe. So you're up 43 and you're like worried. You know, someone scores an 8 and you're like, oh no. Oh, he misses it. Oh no, he got it. Wow, that was nasty. I thought that was definitely going to stop. Pedal to the metal. Pedal to the metal. Going for the kitchen, even up 43. All right, we're doing a line check here. Not in. Always check, though. Always check the disc. A little cameo from the #1 female shuffleboard player in the world right now, doing the line call. That's also not an exaggeration. Missy Keiko, who just did the line call, we played. A few Brooklyn and Chicago people went up to Canada to represent Team USA in the International Shuffleboard Tournament. And Missy's team won the gold medal, and Missy was the overall top-ranked female shuffleboard player in the world by having the best record. That's on the Rec YouTube channel if you want to watch that match. Shout out Michelle, Christy, and Doris, other members of Team Gold for the ladies. All right, so she's thinking, how do I get this out of the kitchen? What do I do? Do I try to knock his into mine? I'm in a really tight spot. I think she's going for some sort of miracle hero shot here. Oh, trying to do the combo and instead leaves him in points. The line didn't look terrible. I think a little harder maybe she would have got it, but now it's a 43-point game and George has a 17-point frame going for him. So now it's time for the hammy. Look at George's power stance. You got to love that shooting form. Oh, yeah, that black one was on the line anyway, so it's just the 10-point off. He was trying to bump it into points and maybe get 2. So instead, it is a 10-point frame for George. However, that was not the direction Abby wants to go in. She's down 43 now. She's down 53. Not the end of the world. She has 2 hammers now, and you got to think with all this going on the board play, she must be getting a sense for the speed. So I think we might see some kitchen shots this frame or the next frame from Abby. All right, George just throwing the first one off. Doesn't want to give her anything to kitchen because the lead's so big. Once again, she's going on the board there with that 7. The other thing I'll say about this court is knowing the court pretty well. The drift, ooh, and he stuck it, so she can go for the kitchen here. The drift is sort of weird in that line she's shooting over. There's sort of like some weird left-right, like almost like a bubble on the court that all these attempts she's shooting over, and it makes it really hard to get the drift right. See, that one just curved left right at the last second. So yellow's definitely disadvantaged on that yellow area on the left down at the other end of the court. It is very unpredictable depending on where your disc is, which direction it's going to curve. See, that one almost drifted to the right a little bit. So knowing that, if I was playing on this court, I'd probably be trying to kitchen him by going on the right side of the board to avoid that curvy section. Usually if I see a section of the court where I'm like, something weird's going on, I'm trying to avoid that for the rest of the game. She goes for the hide, comes up deep, not in. Well, that's definitely the right shot, though. If that was a 7, he would not have been able to get to it. Now his last shot, I think he's just probably blocking up the front there. Yep, just blocking up the front. Not in. So she gets a second chance at the same shot she just took if she wants it. The same line, trying to put an 8 or a 7 on the left there, maybe. There's a little bit more scoring area on the right side that's open, that's not blocked up. So maybe she tries to score an 8 or a 7 on the right side. That looks pretty good. Oh, it's short. Oh, man. I wonder if some of these discs are different speeds than some of the other discs. Because that last shot she was going for soared and went through the back of the kitchen. That one she's going for came up short. So there definitely could be some inconsistency in the disc speed that she's dealing with. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see when they switch color if George is having a lot of the same problems that Abby is having in this first half. So still negative 30, 23, 53-point game. And this is frame 7 of 16. Yeah, still shooting on this side of the board. I want to see her go to the other side, but I don't know if we're going to see that. This whole court is weird. It's really hard to predict, though, where it's going to end up. Some of the courts here, they all curve very strongly in a single direction, so you sort of know what to expect, but it just curves a lot. This one's a little bit more subtle, where you don't know which way it's going to curve. So it feels like you're sort of making a lot of mistakes when really it could just be the court. All right, so that's good. She bumps it in. It's not hidden. It's wide open, but he's probably going to go for a hard, clear shot. But he also might go for a kitchen shot because it's something he's been doing so far this game. Yeah, whiffs it. See what I mean? This court, a lot of weird, unpredictable drift. Like, he did not expect to whiff that. And suddenly, she's a little bit of momentum now. She's trying to block it up and blocks it up perfectly. That's great. All right, so she's saying, ooh, so now if he tries to hide on the left, he has a wide open hide, but if he kitchens himself, she's back in it. And instead, he misses and leaves up a lane for her. So she has a 2-score frame here. A little bit at a time can start this comeback if she scores this hammer. Looks pretty solid. Coming in, baby. Nice. 16-point frame. We got some applause on the sidelines, too. The Abby fan club is here, baby. So we got negative 14, 23. Great frame from Abby. Still a healthy lead. But as I said, once they switch color, George is going to be dealing with a lot of the same problems that Abby's dealing with this court drift being so weird. All right. She's going to keep with this kitchen game. I really want to see her put one on the right, though. Come on, read my mind. Put it on the right. Still going on the left. And it's on the line. I would check it. Always check it. Number 1 rule of shuffleboard. After, do not walk on the courts. It's always check the disc if it's close. Rule number 3 is take advantage of the Royal Palms Fun Shot Special. Ooh, and George whiffs it again. So Abby here, if I'm Abby, I am trying to bump this disc in with a little finesse. You'll end up with a hidden 8 or a 7. That's what she goes. She a little hard. Oh, that is so nasty. That is 2 scores. She bumps it and gets the 8. Oh, man. See what I mean? She's starting to get her feel for the court now. Haven't played on it for 7 frames. He's going kitchen. Comes up way long. But that black disc is in the way where he can't clear out the yellow. So now what does she do? I think maybe play kitchen game on the right. I don't think you need to block that up anymore. Yeah, there it is, baby. Going on the right, scoring an 8, hoping that he messes up or leaves her some in the kitchen with her last disc. He goes kitchen speed with it, leaves her in the 7, which is exactly what she wanted. However, he rolls left into an 8 that is hidden behind that black disc. She could see the edge of it. However, it is really hard to score on that. So I think the shot is just open court on the right, score an 8, which is what she does. She makes the right shot. Get there. Is that in? Come on, tell me that's in. No good. Oh, so close. So George's hammer, as it stands, it's 14 yellow points on the board and 8 black points. So George is probably going to aim for that yellow on the right side, I think. That 7 that's scoring, knock it out and try to score his own. But a lot of weird drift. This could go in a lot of different ways. It's a tough shot. It's so deep. He hits it, rolls left into the kitchen, or is it on the line? I think it's on the line. They're checking it. Oh, he got lucky on that one. Wow, almost rolled himself into the kitchen. Lucky. I mean, got that 7 out, but that's what happens. These courts are so slow. Like, you're gonna roll into the kitchen. You're gonna stay on the board. So what was that? That was 8 black, 7 yellow. So -7 to 31. If I'm doing my math right. I don't think I'm doing my math right. -7, 38. I don't know where I missed a score. All right, well, we got 38 to -7. I wonder if it was the frame before. I know they're doing warm-up shots. So, once again, the warm-up shot, trying to figure out the drift of the court. So he shot that, and it's just curving way left. I don't even know where he's aiming for right now, but you can see it's just like hooking to our left. All right, so finishes his warm-up shots. Sorry, I was sending Missy on a mission to figure out where I messed up the score. which frame I messed up, because it is 38 -7. All right, so let's see if Abby can get a sense of the speed and drift here with her warm-up shots. First one's short, so I wonder sort of maybe the black discs are a little slower than the yellows. All right, she's practicing an alley shot here. Also slow, also short. Almost gets it. That one looked like it went pretty straight, though. That disc looked like it curved a little bit to our right, or a lot to our right, as it kind of settled there. But she got the 8 speed for that. And now she's doing that same shot again. It's going to the 8, and that one didn't curve at all. So that's wild. Depending on if it was to our right of that 8 box or our left of the 8 box, it either curves or it doesn't curve. So that's something to keep an eye on, though, that kind of straight on black, a little bit of curve depending on exactly where the disc is. The other thing I like to do that she's not doing right now, if I'm trying to shoot an 8 on my practice shot and I come up short, I'm going to walk down and clear it off because I want to be able to have that area open for my practice shots where I could like get a feel of what an 8 feels like, how much strength I need to put behind it. Oh, that was nice, though. Nice practice with the 7. All right, but she wasn't able to practice that left side of the board because that black disc was in the way. So that's something you're very much allowed to do is like you shoot short, clear it off. All right, he has a good 7 speed down. That one looked like curve left a tiny bit. That one looked pretty straight, maybe a little leftward curve at the very end. But he has the 7 speed down well. Another 7. That one looked pretty straight. And that one going kitchen speed, hooks left strong, gets the kitchen though. So George looks pretty dialed in with these yellow discs. And it is a 45-point game right now. But, you know, she got down 45 after 8 frames. Anyone could catch up after another 8. All right, so here we go. Frame 9. George starts off with a perfect St. Pete. Abby, I imagine, is going to continue the go on the board every shot and try to kitchen strategy, and she needs to because she's down so much. Starts off with a 10. Nasty looking 10. Maybe wanted a little bit deeper, but let's see. See what George does here. Lining up from the outside. Comes at it. All right. Doesn't kitchen it. Looked like he was maybe going for kitchen speed, but gives her, I don't know if I'm her. Yeah, I think you shoot from the outside and try to hide behind that yellow. I mean, you could score 7 behind that for sure. She doesn't look like she's going for it, though. No, she changed her mind. I think she's just going to stay kitchen game instead of trying to hide. Yeah, going for the 10 again. I don't love that because it is her hammer. I mean, you don't want to, like, block up the board and make your hammer hard, especially when you have a hide opportunity right there. But let's see what he does. He's going to just keep blocking it up. Almost knocks her into points, actually. But this is, like, turning into a complicated frame. And she needs every hammer she can get. The other thing, too, though, we saw her struggle with the speed a little bit with the warm-up shots where she was coming up soft, at least for the first 2. So I'm wondering maybe she's not feeling comfortable yet with these deep 7s. All right, didn't really do anything there. Has a blocked up board. George can do a number of things here. He could stay aggressive, which he doesn't really need to, and try to bump one in. Looks like that's what he's going for. I mean, the board's still blocked up. It's not like he needs to block up anything else. Going for the bump. Misses it. And here comes a difficult hammer shot for Abby. I don't know. No, it comes up short. A little harder, she would actually knock that black disc into the yellow, and that would have scored the yellow. All right, so no score there. Still 38, -7. And we're going into frame 10. Hopefully the background noise suppression is doing its thing for copyright reasons, but the Palms is playing some really good music right now. Got some cut copy going. A lot of like late 2000s, early 2010s. Dance. I don't even know what that genre is. Like electro, cut copy. What else are they playing? Played a little Tigra before. All right, so Abby puts up the 10. He clears it out. She needs to get those discs a little bit deeper, which is definitely a hard adjustment to make when you switch colors and you're like the discs you're playing on in the second half are slower than the first half. It is definitely hard to adjust. And she's coming up short with a lot of these shots she's shooting. Ooh, he's going for a hide there. That is not needed and gives her an opportunity here. So she can bump that black disc and she'll end up with a nice hidden 8 here. Let's see if she can get this. Gets it. That was nasty. Oh, ends up on the line. That was like a perfect shot, though. I don't think that 10's in either. They don't want to check it. That 10 must not be in. All right, so 2 on the line, but kind of puts him in a tight spot because depending on... There's going to be some opportunities for her next shot here, depending on what happens. And it's also his hammer, so he doesn't want to, like, block up the board for himself too much. He's going to bump that yellow, misses, and now Abby can take the exact shot she hit before, bump the black into that other black, and get 15 points. I want to see this so bad. Pretty much the exact same line, the exact same speed she just did. Let's go. Here it comes. She's thinking about it. She's switching up where she's starting from, or maybe she's just waiting for that guy to walk down the court. Let's see. I want to see this. Nah, missed it. With the drift, missed it. That's rough. A 10 not in. So, pretty blocked up board. Georgia's surveying the damage right now. And he could... I don't really even know what the right shot is here. It's pretty blocked up. I guess maybe you just try to, like, score a 10 by knocking that black out hard and trying to stay in its place. That's probably the one that has the least opportunity for making a mistake. That's what he goes for. And it makes a mistake. Curves right. Leaves her in points. 7 points on his hammer. And we're moving now. Now we got a 38-0. And that's like a... That's definitely a mental thing, too. Like, as soon as the other person starts coming back, you start getting a little bit nervous. Still 38 points, which is a lot of points. But we're seeing mistakes, and that's exactly what Abby wants to see. George making some mistakes, leaving the door open. And even then, it's like it's so hard to not make mistakes on this court. There's just so much weird drift there. Like, he delivered that with the exact right speed. He just, like, it curved right on him, and he didn't expect that because he hasn't really taken that line before. All right, so Abby puts up a perfect Tampa. If I'm George, I'm thinking clear the board, score your hammer, bring this back over 40. No need to do anything fancy here, but we will see. He's a little literal head scratch there. He's thinking about it. Looks like he's lining up for the clear. No, comes out soft and goes for a kitchen and gets the kitchen. Wow, I did not see that as even a possibility of one of the shots he would go for. All right, so Abby can clear it out, though, but it's so hard to clear here, and she sticks it right in its place. Going back to what I was saying earlier with these courts being so slow, clearing out of the kitchen is so much harder than when you play in Florida or Ohio or any of the courts that have beads on it. You got to like smash it as hard as you can and hit it at the perfect angle. You can't do one or the other. And George with a perfect block. I mean, I think she has to combo the yellow into the black, which is normally not a shot I ever suggest people go for. But down 38, I think maybe that's the move. I'm not even sure. That's what she goes for. She doesn't, but she clears the board kind of well enough, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he does have what is now kind of like a deep St. Pete where he could hide behind it, but, you know, up 38, I don't think I'm going for hides anymore. I think I'm just trying to grind this win out. Oh, that is definitely not the shot I'd go for, though. He basically puts it there where she can then use that to clear herself out of the kitchen. I want to see this so badly. Let's go. Gets it. Beautiful. Didn't leave him in the kitchen, but what would have been an incredibly hard clear was made easier. But it doesn't really matter because George hits the open hammer. Ooh, almost hits the line there. Hits the open hammer and brings it back up to 45. That is a lot of action resulting in an 8-point hammer, but that's pretty George playing cool as a cucumber, you know? A lot of things that could have gone right or wrong there, and instead he is able to tune all that out and stick an 8, making this a 46-point game. And we got 5 frames left. All right. She is going on the board again. That was pretty nasty. Close to the center line. Nice 8. It's not really hidden, but like that yellow disc is kind of half in the way. Oh, and he's not even trying to clear it. I think he's going to try to hide his own, which he is able to. Oh, a curve left right at the end there. You know, I don't really love that. The only way she's getting back in is if she can have a big frame. And he kind of opened the door again for a big frame here. She could kitchen that disc that he just threw. And, oh, that speed was perfect. Just missed it because of the drift. And leaves him in the 7. So now there's 2 discs there. Yeah, that left side of the court has been causing both people trouble all day long. That one curved left. I think that's in. Looks in. 3 discs in. 2 yellows and 1 black. She's going attempt number 2 at the kitchen and comes up way short. Also kind of the same issue with the drift a little bit, but so now there's 14 yellow points and 8 black points, and this is turning into a tight spot for Abby. George is just like pedal to the metal, not content winning by 46. He's like, let me just drop a casual 8 there. I think that's on the line, though. No, it's close. Yeah, the official sort of way of handling it is the way, I mean, it's not really, we don't have like official rules here really in Brooklyn, but like the way of handling it in like Florida is that each player would check it, and then the person is the third party, which is sort of my preferred way of doing it. Even here. No? Okay. Calls it no. So her hammer, there's 14 yellow points and 8 black points on. And both of those yellow discs are like blocked up. So she could make the easy shot and and this frame would kind of be like a push, or maybe she gains like 1 or 2 points. Or she could go for a hard shot, but I don't even know what she'd go for. I think there's only one shot here, and it's to just like make an 8 or a 7 on the right and say that you're going to come back next frame, because there's no big swings possible that I see, at least over here. But it's so hard because like you're down 46, like you need something to happen, or else you're gonna wind up losing. So I could see why you'd want to like go for some sort of hero shot here. I just don't even know what the hero shot is. Like maybe you try to clip that black disc to the right and knock out one of those yellows. I can see that working. That black disc that's all the way on the left, hit it in the rightward direction. Yeah, that's what she goes for, but curves left and doesn't get it. So we got 14 yellow, 8 black on that one. So it makes it 60 to 8. So we got a 52-point game with 4 frames left. Yeah, one of the big takeaways also from this match is like how jacked up the left side of the court is in that yellow area, where like you don't know. Yeah, you know it's going to drift left, but in some areas it drifts right. So it's like, in some areas it doesn't drift at all. So it's sort of really, really hard based on exactly where the disc is going to know how much it's going to drift. And when you need to play the kitchen game, you need that like precision. You need to be able to know you're going to hit the disc straight on or hit it like at a perfect angle. Abby throws up a nice Tampa there, figuring maybe she can hide behind it afterwards. And George fills in to the outside to try to stop her from being able to hide behind it. Leaves like a small lane that maybe she's going for, or maybe she tries to bump that black. Let's see. She's going for the in-between. Almost gets it. Rolls left. That was pretty nice, actually. I know it wasn't intentionally what she was going for, but that was a good result where she has an 8-point and suddenly more space to hide behind that Tampa. George clears it. Doesn't kitchen it, but definitely gives Abby a chance here to kitchen and gets 18 points. That curved right a little on her. Man, that's rough. So now George probably trying to block this up. I wonder if he's thinking about whether he should just score more. No, I think he blocked this up. Yeah, that was a really nice block. That was perfect. Man. So, I don't know. The move maybe... All these like moves are Hail Mary moves. I guess it's like try to score 10 in front of that front yellow disc and knock it into the back one. Oh, no, she's just going open court. Try to get some points. It comes up short. Oh, man, that's rough. So Georgia's lead grows to 68 to 8 with 3 frames left. 2 of those are Black's hammer. 60 points. That's a lot to make up in 3 frames, especially where 2 of them are your opponent's hammer. You gotta give George credit in this one, though, where he's been consistent. You know what I mean? Like, he's only really made 1 or 2 executional mistakes, maybe 1 or 2 strategic mistakes. When it's time to hit an open hammer, he's hitting open hammers. He's doing a lot of things right. And yeah, 60-point lead right now. 68 to 8. Yeah, clear and hard. Still unable to keep it clear, and she can hide behind that. Let's see. She's going for this hide. Let's see which way it drifts. It's looking good, and then it kind of drifts right a little. That was pretty straight, actually. So she gets the 8. Nice shot. And it's not totally hidden, but it's like half hidden. Maybe a third hidden. And oh, I love that. That's one of my favorite shots. It's like a curling style shot where you just like blast it on an angle, clear everything out. And safe to say that Abby has 8 speed down right now. Just 8 after 8. George with a hard clear. Almost murders someone on court 4. Just kidding. You got to clear hard here, or else it's not going to be clear. Another 8. Yeah, another 8. Consistent 8s. And he leaves her in points, but maybe gets lucky and rolls on the right his own 7. Yeah. Wow. Another kind of like very close to making a big mistake, but gets it. And like left her in points. If he was on the line, that would have been 7 for her. But instead it's 7-7, so that's 75-15 with 2 frames left, 60 points. $60 points is hard in 2 frames because even if he threw every disc off the court, she only has 8 discs left. And let's say she scores 8 8s. I mean, the 8 8s would get her there, but he would have to not try to do anything. And he clears it out, gives her some in the kitchen if she wants it. That's what you got to go for at this point. That looks pretty good. Oh, a tiny bit too hard. We got to remove that disc on the back there because it's not touching the line. All right, George goes for, I guess, a hide. I don't even know. Abby can hide behind this. I want to see it. Oh, a little short again. Yeah, that's definitely one of the takeaways from after the color change that she's probably going to think about is like having a little bit of trouble getting the disc deep into a 7, having a little trouble with the kitchen speed. Just, I think, if I were to guess, the black discs are slower than the yellows. No, isn't able to get it. Rolls to an 8, though. And that's a high 8 also, so he's going to have some trouble scoring on it. Let's see if he tries the roll or the kitchen. Goes for the kitchen and comes up short. So no score on that second to last frame. 75-15. Final frame. Got a birthday party over here. World Palms is the best. You never know. Hold on, let me see if you can hear this. A little off with the happy birthday execution. Give that birthday song a 7 out of 10. But that's why the Palms are the best. You know, you can have a highly competitive shuffleboard match on court 3 and some people drinking Bloody Marys like it's the end of the world for a birthday party on court 4. All right, Abby putting up a 10. I'm sort of hoping I could see one kitchen shot. I want to see one successful kitchen shot. The moral victory. Oh, man. Oh, that was long. Almost got it, though. I was going to say I meant from Abby. Well, that's like a nice backstop. She could definitely knock that yellow into her own. Which she comes up short again. Oh, that's rough. Doesn't score a disc for him, though. It's on the line. But at this point, up 60, they're just sort of messing around right now. Still going for the kitchen shot. I've been told that's like bad form in other places. It's like, but we don't care here at Brooklyn. We're just like, let's just lay on the points. Whoever won already won. No need to get salty about it. Yeah, almost. Leaves the 7 in, though. All right, Georgia's last shot. It is going to be a hide or a split on the left. Oh, kitchens himself. Doesn't kitchen himself. All right. Let's see. You got to drop the cherry, I think, on this one. Oh, I guess, you know what? Maybe she can fit between that, on the right side, between that yellow and black. And kitchen him for her final shot? I don't know. I usually like going for a 10, even though it doesn't matter. Called dropping the cherry. That's what she's going for. Bump the cherry in, baby. Speed's close. Misses the drift. And that is it. George defeats Abby. Abby's knocked out of this weird 2-month double elimination bracket we're doing. George is on to fight another day. Don't know who he's playing yet. But that was a fun one. Definitely saw Core 3 show its true colors, making it really, really hard to figure out the drift. And then that color change where the discs were different speeds. Definitely saw that come into play. And yeah, it was a fun match though. Thank you so much for watching Brooklyn Shuffleboard. We are doing a lot more of these matches. 16-frame double elimination tournament that's wrapping up probably December, maybe early January. I hope to make it to the finals. That is TBD. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching Brooklyn Shuffleboard. Peace out.